We know which engine it is because it's got the TRD filler cap.
It's 50 horsepower, I think.
Now, let's put oil on it before we start it at least. Remember that.
Yeah, might help. Might be a...
So Jason is building up the wiring loom. This engine is a 131 Crown engine, and we could have used that ECU, but they're getting really old. The airflow meters are getting a bit old and tired. The looms, this one isn't too bad, but it is getting quite old. It has been sitting. It's probably one of the better ones I've seen. But in this case, with the quality of the vehicle that Tim's trying to build, the Kombi, we thought we'd build a brand new loom, custom to suit his application. ECU's going back right off the engine. The engine's mid-mounted in the Kombi. So there's a space between the engine and the right-hand outside wall. Behind the driver's seat, there's a big space there for airboxes and relays and fuses and stuff like that. So Jace, there were wires. I was going to show wires.
Oh, there. There you go. There you go.
Oh, there's wires there now. Good. We did consider doing it in braid, but we've got this Raychem product, which is a RNF 100, a little bit cheaper than the DR25, well, considerably cheaper, and faster to work with than the braid, and more resilient, more rugged. So it's a good choice.
This motor's consuming a lot of it.
Yeah, well, this is like the standard loom does. Uses lots. But it's still going to be cheap to do, and it's going to look good.
You end up with a whole lot of little bits because of the loom.
Oh, because they come in, yep. Yeah, it comes in 1.2 metre lengths. Jason's quite liking that product. He's done a couple of looms in it now, and he's getting much faster and really enjoys it.
Oh, I need to get some of that.
Right. Well, you keep doing that, and I'm going to do my thing.
You do that.
It's looking pretty good in here. Looking pretty lovely. Oh, there's that TRD filler cap again. You're hammering. You are hammering, aren't you?
Sort of, yeah, well, trying, but
I think you'll have to spend more time fixing your own car because you're very motivated. So we don't talk about 2JZs in this workshop, okay? Just remember, you are working on 8 cylinders now.
Yeah.
So 8 plugs, 8 everythings. Okay?
Make a 6-cylinder loom, in a straight line, way faster than a V8 one. It's too many.
But they're not as cool. Sorry, they're not as cool. Not as cool.
Okay, well you get any of your V8s, any one of you around here. When my car's going, we'll see which one's cooler, and when they're going. You get a going one, we'll see which is cooler.
That's not a fair assumption. Wait. What are we judging on coolness?
Coolness.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We get
exhaust note and a hot chick. See whose panties melt first. I know which one's going to melt the panties off the hot chick far faster, and it won't be the 6-cylinder.
Oh, I reckon it would.
Anyway, back to important stuff. Transmission plugs, igniter plugs. Nice bracket you've made too. That's a very nice bracket. You were very fast doing that.
Yeah.
And you kind of cheated by putting an earth, which these igniters are actually earthed through the body of the igniter. So we've chosen to put an extra earth on just to ensure that these igniters do get earthed properly. We will be taking some of the paint off the mounting bracket. Airflow meter comes along here. Speed sensor for a Crown is the same as a 3UZ air conditioning plug. So Jason's been hammering, and we might actually get to hear this engine run. That'll be exciting. This one hasn't run for 20 years. Oh, yeah, we'll put those plugs on. So we'll do. Yeah, probably need those ones. Yeah.
Yes.
20 years.
We're going to put oil in it too. 20. It won't run very long.
No, it won't run very long without oil.
20 years.
20 years.
From here, it's pretty clean inside.
Yep, this one was pretty clean. Aircon pump, power steering pump. It was spotless inside. because it hadn't done many Ks. The alternator wasn't looking so good though. Yeah, no, no. Jason's been pulling wires, making sure air conditioning's in. All new plugs, finished in Raychem RNF 100. Igniter's laid out, and he's done some of that. And then he's tagged me in. You right over there?
No.
No?
Like
Okay.
the bolts of the stomach.
Right, okay.
I'll try this one now.
He doesn't know what he's doing. So we've tag teamed. We work pretty closely together, so we kind of think we know what each other's been doing. So I've tagged onto this one while he's prepping an engine. Where's my diagrams? I actually do need diagrams for this one because I can't actually remember it. So when I'm wiring these, I actually use my own wiring instructions. And they're not exactly set out to wire, I make a whole new loom in that sense. But the information is there if you need to do it. If you know how to read diagrams and know how to read information and understand what's going on. And that's why I can use them. And it allows me to check the instructions that I sell for people who are wiring their own engines. Time for that thing. It's all assembled, it's all ready to go together. To have a transmission slipped up the back of it, wiring loom put on, like the final jigsaw put together, leads on, make it run. And no, I was never going to run this pump. I was hopeful not to have to run this pump, and that another pump would come along suitable. So we're going to change that aircon pump as well. The other bits are all done, which is good. And there is a wiring loom ready to be fitted up, and a relay box that can be modified to suit most jobs going forward. So let's get together, put this jigsaw puzzle together. It's looking like an engine. Yes, this is temporary. I popped a second-hand idle up valve in here for the moment. Chances are it's going to get snapped off in the fitment process, but I wanted to set up all the lines. And this I just used normal universal Gates hose. Job done. I replaced all these hoses. It's just universal hose. Oh, the light is crappy, isn't it? It is ready for fluids. Oils, transmission and engine oil.
Just let me peel the layers away. We'll actually get to where we need to be.
Just needs a bit of a clean.
It just needs a clean.
Yeah, just a quick blow off, eh?
I think a rinse and petrol might help. Fuck.
Righto. What am I doing? It kind of looks good, eh?
It does look good.
The igniters that you notice, the igniters are well earthed on this little bracket that came with. Tim will give that a clean up. And we actually put an extra earth in for the igniters. I don't like that blue silicon. That's got to go. But I needed something to attach the airflow meter to the throttle body.
Oh, you've got a black one somewhere now, don't you?
I do, but I've also got that one. It's on.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take it off now. We had to stretch it, man.
The enhanced performance you get from actually having it facing down.
Oh yeah, the curve. I think the next thing, we've put the slippery stuff in there. Actually, that was an interesting one too.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I see lots of guys talk about the has to have type 4, only use type 4. That's correct. The oil has to be spec'd as a type 4, and that is the minimum spec. It's okay to put a higher spec fluid in, as long as it's still spec'd as type 4. I actually put a semi-synthetic Royale, it's trans syntheth MV, multi-vehicle, and it's a really highly spec'd fluid. That's it, Syntrans MV, that's what I want, Syntrans MV. In the engine I just put some 1040 semi-synthetic. That's will go in, it will be started and run, it'll be put in the vehicle, it'll be run, and at which point it'll then be taken out once the vehicle's ready to be driven, and it'll be replaced again. So that's like just a meantime oil. But we need the oil pressure. So we're just gonna, this is the oil pressure. There's now the oil pressure light. That one there, yep. And I take this wire, and I put it to the green wire, and it'll turn over for the first time in 20 years on a starter motor. I'm not getting a very good connection, eh? I need more hands. That's okay, Shay. This has got a tripod thing.
Give me some hands. You want a finger or a whole hand?
I think I want a better battery, actually. I think we're going to whip the plugs out, eh? I'm not happy with the way it's turning over. We've sprayed oil around everywhere inside, but I don't want to give it any more than that. I'm going to whip those plugs up, make it really crank over, eh? After we put it all together.
Oh. Alright, that's what we do.
Yep, that's right. What?
No compression.
I know it's got no compression. And don't you say, well, you're not one of the other little short buggers either. Thanks very much. Oh, we got oil pressure. That's how much it needed.
To get oil pressure?
Yeah, it must have just about had it before.
Yeah.
Already cranked up oil pressure in there?
Do you think we'd already cranked up oil pressure? I don't know. I don't think we did. I wasn't going to take a risk after it had been sitting for that long. Look straight out. Come back. Come on. Come back. It's good. Let's put those spark plugs back in. We're getting some EMFs? I'm getting some EMFs. Totally voluntary. Fuel pump. Let's just give it a bit of encouragement to start with. The fuel pump going?
Sounds like it.
I can't hear it because I've got earmuffs on.
Yep, she's going, blowing bubbles.
Cool, we're going.
Where's the return line? Is it going back into it? Yeah, sweet.
Yep, I've put the return line in.
Do you really think that's a good idea?
Oh, yeah, okay.
No flames and... Got more voltage.
We need more voltage. We'll get we'll turn from the static voltage to the diesel voltage. Yep. Right here, Jay.
We need more power.
It doesn't sound hugely positive.
I think these were a little bit overzealous.
Oh, it's got power.
What is that? Yeah, ignited. Yeah? Yeah. Are these good?
They came off a running engine. We've got the extra earth there.
Man, when I get out of bed, I'm like, oh, a bit creaky.
Yeah,
And that's only been 12 hours.
20 years.
20 years.
Bit creaky.
Crank it. Make it run.
What was it blowing back out at you?
Bit of encouragement. Do a little bit of throttle for me. Like, yeah! It went from being on like 3 cylinders and it just came right.
Started to stretch its legs a little bit. Is that just paint coming off the manifold?
Yeah. I think on this one we'll put a radiator on it, eh?
Okay.
Woohoo! It runs. I was just checking for which cylinders weren't working and it came right.
Yeah, I know. That's strange.
Just
eh?
came to life.
You think it was just old sitting? The injectors were a bit stickly.
They are new injectors.
Oh, so they're not sitting injectors.
Not normally. But the engine has been sitting for 20 years. You saw the big cloud of smoke, which I possibly gave it some encouragement, but yeah, it's running. Whew. We'll get that last cylinder working. I'm going to hook some water up so I can get it right up to temp. And I think it's going to come good.
You want that radiator over there?
Yeah, we'll get that radiator over there. Yep. Turns out I can't say I wired it because you did the main loom.
Just I wired it correctly then.
Yeah, does appear that you wired it correctly.
No.
There's one cylinder that don't go. At this point in time. It might work now.
Mike.
You were putting a 2-pin? Yeah, good language is important.
Yeah. You're not making, my brain's not making sense of what your brain's saying. It should. I've worked with you long enough.
I didn't actually do anything to make it run on 7, run on 8. I just let it sit for a moment, fired it up,
Yeah, I heard it. I go with your boom.
and then it ran out of petrol.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything. It was all correct. It just 20 years of sitting there.
Yeah.
Whether it had a little bit of carbon in there somewhere that popped out.
Sounds
Whatever.
like a sweetie now.
It's a honey, eh? It's actually really, really clean inside because it came out as a really low, like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
This would have been a low K car out of a crashed car. It was full of glass.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't come out because the car was end of life.
Yeah.
It was end of life because the car had crashed.
Yeah. That's when you get the best ones.
Power air pump, beautiful inside.
Yeah.
All those bits were good. The alternator had actually physically corroded away
Oh, shit.
because I'm sitting.
Yeah.
And so everything else is nice though.
They must have been sitting in a shed.
It was sitting nice and dry. He kept it nice and dry. We need to do an oil and transmission fluid check. I need to do a few scan tool checks and it's call it good, man. She's done. Vroom, back into the Kombi.
We're not putting it in, are we?
So she already had it sitting in there. You got too many looms going on, Jace? Yep. Vroom. I'm happy with that. I'm going to call this one done.
So was that cold start, obviously?
Yep.
Yep.
I just wanted to check because we've had that there's no oil leaks anywhere and everything's back together because we've had the tappet covers off it, that they're all doing what they should. Well, looks good. I'm happy.
Cool.
Tim can put it in his V-dub and make his V-dub go vroom vroom.
It would be nice and warm in the V-dub.
It's going to be very warm in a V-dub. It's all done. It's going back to the customer. You can install it and make it some noise.